doing?
I'm on 3 projects.
Are you in business? Look at, she's got sandpaper stuff. Is this a new store? Look at this. Sticky back sand. Why don't you put this on? Ugh. Tell me I don't love this one. Look at this. She's doing stools. She's doing chairs. She's doing this. The Jets are winning the game. My motorcycle's got a dead battery. Oh, game's over. They won? Oh, man. And you wonder why we're not getting anything done on a Spitfire. Baby, you're okay. I don't care what John Pathia says about you. This is great. Anyway, she's doing the craft projects. We have shop projects. We have fly-in projects. My whole life's a project. Uh-oh. I don't know. Hey, this is coming out good. Look, here's another project. Anyway, we're going to try to catch up on all our projects. We're going to finish our village. We're going to do a village tonight. We're going to finish the village. Oh, if you can picture this time of year, this has been one of the nicest days. And I'm telling you, we should have went to the beach today or something. It's almost like living in California without the earthquakes. You're going to put my Jett 61 in. Oh, man. Look, it says all for Wendy's motors and tune pipes.
I don't think so.
Look at this bag. Holy mackerel. Anyway, we got our trains. We got our lights. And we are going to finish this. We tried to finish it yesterday. No such luck. Hey, we got the buildings put in. And I know a lot of people like to share the thrill of Christmas, and we certainly do. And an hour from now, 2 hours from now, we'll have not only that, lights, villages, trains, who knows what. We decided this year, being we have such a small village, we're only going to use white lights. Major decision. Big major decision by the chief decorator. And one thing I hear from wives of the people that have to watch all these windy videos every night in bed with their husband or boyfriend or alone. The thing I always hear over and over again is how much they enjoy seeing this village and all these personal little things. Hey, without video, you know what? You'd just be a face in a magazine. Nobody'd ever really know. Never really know what a cool Christmas tree you had. Anyway, time for the ornaments. Now we have, each year we add to our collection of significant ornaments that we have, and we have some real special ones here. We've accumulated over the years. This is the smallest village we've ever had. I can't believe we have a village this small. A lot of these ornaments Karen made over the years. A lot of the ornaments I made. A lot of cardinals. See this little guy, we have all these little stunt ships for every year. More cardinals everywhere, biplanes, rhino trains. There's the old, look at this, the one we had for Buster. Anyway, I hope you don't mind sharing these little moments of our private life. Midgley's ornament, Midgley's cardinal. And every year we add to our collection. A lot of the things. You made the angel, didn't you, Kat? One of the ones you made? We always put the year on each ornament that we accumulated it. Now what's really great about old Lionel trains is that smell of ozone. Boy, when I was a kid, this was the whole deal. Christmas trees, you go to Macy's and all the stores, and boy, check out their Lionel train layout. Wow, is that ever a big deal? still a big deal, except the stores don't have trains anymore. And of course, it's always nice to have a little visit up to the train room. Get in the mood for Christmas. Boy, when you were a kid, did you ever think it would come to this? Wow. I'm telling you, and I love it. Rhino trains and Christmas, what a combination. The address on that sign, Elliott Place. Mustang, oh, GG1s, and the original Lionel engine. This is the engine my father bought me in 1954 before he passed away. I still have it. You can tell I beat the hell out of it, but I still have it. Anyway, we're on our way down to the shop. Hope you enjoy the celebration. A little Mercedes-Benz here. Look at this. Check this out. Doors open up. Here we got all kinds of... What auto lamps? Anyway, and these pictures that George Venturini painted for me. And he did all the backdrops up here and everything. Love Christmas time and Lionel trains. Wow, what a combination. In the Christmas spirit, we're already getting Christmas cards and presents, and feels like it's going to snow out there. Anyway, I'd like to share a couple of pictures. These from Uwe Degner. Now, Uwe, of course, has built a Spitfire, converted into a, I think he called it the Sky Max or something. Anyway, really, this is one super builder, believe me. He is like the Ski Dombrowski of Germany or something. Anyway, he sent a nice note, bought another 400 tapes, as he always has. And he obviously watching all these windy videos and picking up all these illustrious tips, but he said the proudest thing he's proudest of lately, and this is a very special picture he wanted to share with us through the video. Uwe's baby, and he says the caption is, "Dreaming of building more Spitfires." Hey, all right, baby Uwe. Looks like a good match for Bill Hummel's baby. this is what I love about the Christmas season. We get in the Christmas mood. One of the downsides of the Christmas mood is when it's over, you hate to see it end. Anyway, from the guys in England, and they really did enjoy their, enjoy their visit. Spoke to them a few times. They'll be coming back next year. They're going to be coming back for an Easter visit, in fact. He's building away at something, who knows what. Enjoying the Tune Pipe videos, enjoying everything. Hey, nice card, by the way. Very appropriate card. Now, this is one of the neatest things I've gotten in a long time, and it's on some kind of high-quality paper, too. This is from Will Huben. I don't know how you would really say that. Anyway, he's, I guess, a professional photographer, and but he sent me that nice picture that I'm going to be using to make a poster for the shop of this year's Top 5. I have a poster for all of the years that I have been lucky enough to be in it. And one of everybody, Billy's P47 and Paul's plane. Really cool. Really cool. Now, the only thing is, if this was a little before the Nats, I could have used this to put the titles on the video. Maybe I can talk him into next year doing me up something like this with all of the planes, of course, that are at the Nats. The whole idea is to include everybody. Anyway, from Will, and he does a newsletter, and it's all full of picture of us knowing here, and captions and stuff, and it's real nice, of course, but hey, I have to tell you, Will, this is cool. Definitely cool. We gotta try to incorporate some of this into our videos here. Being we don't have the computer titling capability, this will certainly good enough. I don't know how many people enjoy computer titling and how many enjoy learning how to finish planes, so it's hard to figure that out sometimes. Now just check this out. This is cool too. And we get stuff from all over. Hey, by the way, let's take this plane and change it into a Spitfire. This is from Claudio Chacon. And hey, you may wonder why I go through this, putting things like this. He stole my idea here. The idea is, because a lot of people still don't get it, there's some part of it that they don't understand, that this is supposed to be a worldwide community of friends, sharing things, helping each other. Anyway, he does this for me every year. He sends me down can you imagine? I'm going to go to a contest in Argentina. Hey, Karen, yeah, I'll see you later. I'm going to Argentina. Really, yeah, sure. I'm lucky I can get to the circle burner field on a weekend with the work. Look, once you get to Argentina, of course, you got to get down to wherever this is. Anyway, I appreciate the invitation, and I really like to extend a friendship for any of these people that have been up to my house, and several of them, many of them, have stayed at my house and been part of my little world of stunt. But unfortunately, we will not be going to the Argentine Nationals, but we really do appreciate the invitation, and hey, we're going to be sending him a little package of stuff out. I know he enjoys watching Windy videos, so hey, pass them around. I even got I had some video from Brazil or somewhere a while ago. Anyway, back to the shop.
You do fine.
How long since he returned the ace managers? Let's see. Where's the calendar? Rich, look, this guy costs me money. I loan him things. It costs me money. Luckily, he knew how to bribe me like a true Italian. He brings a pizza pie and he wants me to build him a plane. Look at this guy. What a typical Italian. Oh man. All right, let's see what you got here, babe. Before we eat this. Let's see what you got. Oh, the body looks good. George Aldrich told me I got to babysit you. He wants this plane coming out perfect. He doesn't want a shitty advertisement for his motor. Oh, that's going to be nice.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Are you just saying that?
No, the Cali looks better than mine.
You rascal.
No, that looks good. That's
but
nice.
You see the amount of air that's going through our life? There's enough.
I think it'll be enough.
Do you think I should cut this bracket?
I don't know. Let's take the shells off and see what it looks like with the shells off. George Aldrich is going to say you copied his noblest rotor there. He's going to want a little penance. Yeah, okay. All right, so you got that piece in. You got the little front piece. You made the... Okay.
Need some tape.
got his cowl here, and he was worried he's not going to get enough air through here. Well, we can open this up. This is one of the reasons Rich brought it down here. Definitely can open this up. So I suggested to him what he do is fiberglass the outside first. Then you get in here and gut this all out. Same thing with the bottom, where he's got the bottom. The top, we could put some air epoxy in this if it gets real thin. But I would rather, if you're doing this too, Rich, get in there, you know, with little pieces of balsa wood, and make those little, like, valve cover, so it covers where the screw is. Because this is where they crack all the time.
Yeah.
So you make those little things. Look up on the yellow cardinal, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I know.
They look like little valve covers.
Yeah.
And in this way, you never get a crack.
Like little nacelles.
Like little nacelles, yeah, where the spark plugs would be on a real plane. Yeah,
well, that's why I was saying use Bondo, but you're saying it's...
No, use air epoxy. Air epoxy works
I
better.
stick Bondo in there, that dries like steel.
Yeah, but it's heavy. It's heavy.
And I have a friend in the body shop that will give me some, you know.
Okay, so we got Rick. Aluminum screws. The plane's lighter already. Wow, I can see it already. You're already getting a better square 8 out of the plane. Anyway, the thing we were concerned about is we're going to open the back of that up after he fiberglasses it. We also measured it up for a carbon... This is the thing. This engine is going to need that high-rise header, the same as the Spitfire does. The normal header isn't going to really fit in here unless you put a bend in it or something.
Did you hear that, George?
George heard it, don't you worry. He's on the case right now.
We need some 2-inch headers.
2-inch headers coming up. 1 7/8 inches. Now we'll figure something out, because then I want to make, possibly with the carbon fiber gear going over the pipe or under the pipe, depending on which way that's going to work out the best.
These screws are good.
And Rich is going to promise on video, he's going to take the air epoxy and he's going to get a fresh batch. A fresh batch that isn't 2 years old. Oh, look, here he is breaking his finger. Watch
yeah, that's it.
Oh, there he is. Here's the guy in real life breaking his finger. Watch. Oh, it hurts so bad. Oh, how did I do that? Larry's laughing at him. I got a picture of your blood blister on there, too.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this hurts.
After you left, they were still flipping at them. Larry must have got hit about 20 times.
Oh, watch the look on his face now. Watch the look on his face. This is like living your worst nightmare over again.
Larry loves this.
Oh, Larry, he probably goes home, he'll up the compression in the motor now. Look at that blood. Where's his finger now? Let's see the finger. Oh, you let all the blood out.
That's what I'm saying. I did it last night.
Yeah, I got the black thumb, the Peabody PA-51 black thumb to match. Oh, man.
Whack!
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Whack!
See, this is Rich on TV. You bum. Anyway, one of the things we're going to make up for Rich, since he crashed on the last tape, well, last left Crusader Rabbit, he crashed, and he needs an oblique cowling. Well, guess what? We got a nice one here for him. It's going to fit like a glove. He's going to cut his rudder down to the proper size and shape, so that Frank McMillan approves it. It's going to meet the Pampa code of approval for rudders. You're not going to be out in left field. Using a sanding bench, you know, when you're done, just tip the thing up and the dust will go right into the thing. Beautiful. Oh, Rich, I'm telling you. That's how we work the best, is when the student is helping the teacher and then the teacher is helping the student, and then they both give up and go to the bar and get drunk. Rich's rudder is becoming a genesis here. Just pick it up and dump it in the vacuum bench. Anyway, think of now if Rich had to carve another cowling from a block of wood. What a nightmare.
Got it?
All right, you got it, ladies.
All right.
One on that color chart. Any of them beat with your approval here?
Oh, there are a lot of nice ones. I was hoping.
Oh, yeah. I like this green.
Something fluorescent. That is nice. That is nice.
That metallic green is going to be a good seller, I'll bet.
Yeah.
And I brought over to Randolph today or yesterday, I brought them my candy apple paint. They're going to try to match the candy apple red, so that'll be really nice.
I noticed on my plane in the air when Mike was flying, I could
yeah.
metallic standing out.
Yeah, the sun hits it, yeah.
So.
Okay, so...
All right, so you're putting your stuff away. Brian's going to bring his plane in. Let's see if we can do another lobotomy here before the night's over. Somebody, if all else fails, we can start. Brian is getting to be a... How many planes did you build already? You'd have started a movie here enough time. Anyway, he's got the finishing and the construction part of this down to a science, but there's errors in his thing, like for instance, where this linkage is, here's the problem. That for sure is not going to work. I mean, that is, and the problem is this horn has to be up on the hinge line. Look at up on here, where some of these things are. Where the horn is a lot closer to the hinge line. See how close it is? See, now Brian's got it back. See up here, maybe it's a quarter of an inch back, but it's not so far. He's got it all the way out here. So you're getting some crazy, let's go back.
I did that mainly because...
That's the only way you can do it. Yeah,
otherwise I gotta cut away on the...
The only way you could do is cut this rudder. Well, I would just make this an adjustable rudder for now. Put the horn, put a little spot in here, and just run a rod so it's adjusted, say, a quarter of an inch out. Okay, that would be my suggestion. But you got the woodwork part of this down to a science. I mean, this is really nice. I hope when Rich gets his done, it looks this nice. That's really nice.
It is.
Yeah, he did a fine job. This is a nonsense thing that I don't like. This.
Yeah.
Well, even though it'll probably work, that just. You know what I mean? The link is what this'll be fine, the joint, the link. Boy, I would hate to lose a plane because of a link, you know? Now, why couldn't you put a little piece of wire like that, the same as you have here? Why do you need that? I mean, what advantage do you have to having a link there?
Well, I just thought it would be easier for me to get it on and off. And when I come time to solder in this thing, I soldered the bushings in there.
Okay.
I'll be heating it up. I'll be melting the bushings out of there, and then I'm also going to be extremely close.
Yeah. I see what you do. Yeah.
This isn't. I did this myself.
Yeah. But that's a common problem.
Yeah.
Right,
and looking at your cardinal, I said, well, let me try it that way, because what I learned...
Now, that's a regular Vico kind of horn, or?
Yeah, I guess.
Ordinary horn, okay.
Control line specialties, whatever.
Okay, doesn't matter. What I'm saying, you could take this piece off, put a link in there, okay, so that the link is the opposite way, coming out, and then put an adjustment here, like you have here. See, that's my thought is, the minute you say these will never break, I mean, there's a list a mile long. It's like lead-outs breaking. These break regularly.
I even went as far as resoldering. I put a heavier pin in there.
But it's still not enough.
No, I know. Well, it's not going to break at the pin. It's going to break at the solder.
Because the steel fatigues. You see where it's got a 90-degree bend? Just like the wire, it's got a bend in it. You know,
you don't think it's going to break at it's not going to come loose from the solder. It's going to break.
No, it's going to break. It's going to fracture right here when it breaks. Now, what do you got in the back here? Let's see, because there's a lot of...
I just didn't try.
Well, the ball link is a better choice than what you have up there.
Yeah.
The ball link.
I don't have the room, and it was going to really put this out of...
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be straight. So.
Okay, but this is... See, that would definitely... The first time you do an outside loop, the plane's going to go crazy on you with that adjustment.
That's too much, you mean?
Oh, that's 70 times too much. I mean, when that's done, it should be going very little. And it should be maybe a quarter of an inch back
from the hinge.
Yeah. See, this is all part of the geometry of figuring out how to do this. But that's definitely not going to be a good choice.
I never made one of these either.
Yeah.
I figured I was going to do it only,
Yeah, no, this is fine. If he gets this adjusted the right way, this will be a trim feature that he can use to his advantage. The problem is, if it's wrong, then it hurts you. You know, it's like having adjustable lead-outs where none of the positions are in the right position. That's no good either. And you got a tip weight box in this one?
Yeah.
All right. See, I like the way Brodak does all the kits. Even the little card on it, that nose ring stiffens up the nose. The spinner blends in nice. Everybody.
This is a Cardinal profile?
No, this is what do they call it? Scimitar or?
No, the Ascenta.
Ascenta?
The Ascenta is the built-up one. I can't remember.
Who doesn't even know what plane he's building?
I built so many in 2 years, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It'll come to me in a second.
Okay, but he got a tip weight box. That's good.
Now, let me ask you, Wendy, these hinges, the way he's got them mounted, they go right through the trailing edge without any backing.
They don't need any backing.
They don't need anything?
He's got enough hinges in there.
It's got a quarter-inch.
Yeah, that's in a quarter-inch piece of wood.
Extra blocks.
It wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. But he's got enough wood in there, that's not going to pull out.
Tanager.
Tanager, okay. Tangerine, that's what I remember.
It's the same plane I had at the USA, but it's the profile version. I opened this up a little bit. This is
But it's worth the trip over here just to get this straightened out. And put a little ball link up here so you could just run a wire and have an adjustable rudder. But that control thing up here, that's a time bomb waiting to go off. That scares me. I'd be really worried, especially being your woodwork is so nice. I mean, the point is when most people are at the flying level that you're at, they're building monocoated junk bombs, just to see how many crashes they can get out of them. It's a shame to put all this work into it. I mean, that really is nice woodwork. Don't you think so, Rich?
Absolutely. Nice.
That's beautiful
Nice
woodwork.
tight joints.
Yeah. Even the nose is sanded in nice. But the control, I would figure, just put that piece of wire through and put the joint.
Do it like you did in front there.
And the ball link, I don't think on a plane this size. Noel uses them on big
really
planes.
necessary, but
Yeah.
like I said, I'm building it. I might as well learn. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's worth a trip over here to save all that, even one crash.
What I try to do is every morning, and this is just a little point, only take a minute, for time management. If you're running a mold like this, and we have been having extremely good luck with the mold, one of the things you want to do is, first thing in the morning, clear the mold. In this case, the PVA has been working just about as well under these conditions as you could ever expect. You're getting a beautiful finish. But another little trick that I learned is what I've been doing is peeling off all these little extra pieces in between each run. And it seems like it saves a lot of wear and tear on the mold just to clear off all this PVA. And the reason is, the tip is, because there's always a little bit of fiberglass on here and it kind of chews it up. So what I've been doing is, again, I never used to do this in the past, but I have learned that, as always, you learn as you go along. If you just clean off all this old PVA, and I can do it with my fingernails, I don't even need a little XL blade or anything. But this really seems to help mold life if I clean all the old stuff off. See, now that's one of the things I was never aware of, but it certainly seems to be a true thing. And as always, the information I got from Ed Gallagher about the part all wax, that's working to perfection. The last, I don't know, 20 or 30 of these parts that came out of the mold since the last time we showed this up on tape, they're just coming out ridiculous. Okay, now what I always do too is first thing in the morning, get the mold, whether it needs to be waxed, or get the first couple coats of PVA on. And again, I've been using 4 coats. 4 coats usually would come out to be a film thickness of a couple of, who knows, like saran wrap. But when you're done, the mold is perfectly clear. Hey, I was glad to see Matt Newman is going to try to do some molding. He's been corresponding and he's pretty anxious to try some molding cowlings and the simpler things. I think I'll be able to help him on that. I was really a little unsure in the beginning just how many of these parts we were going to be needing. And I'm glad to see that they're very popular, but again, if you can't pass this information on to other people like Matt Newman that want to try to make their own parts, I think the passing on of the information is just as much fun as actually making these parts. Again, 4 coats of PVA. I'm not going to videotape this. We've already done these layups a million times, but it is, right now I feel, one of the things that, as you learn different techniques, I say they're in the bank. This technique, and we're ready to put together the final parts of what's going to be a model aviation article on how to do this for people that want to make either one gear, one of a kind, or they want to make one and, make a generic thing and sell it to their friends or give it to their friends or who knows what. I know there's a lot of interest in the world of pylon racing in this too. So we may be making another mold soon. Anyway, this has been like the Brodak cowl, one of the very successful things that we've done. So I leave the PVA right in a jar. Clean this crap off the lid every once in a while. But leave it and never take the brush out and wash it. Just by leaving it in the PVA, I think you just have less risk of contaminating it with soap or grease or something. And when that brush has had the been using on the molds for probably a year already. Just leave it right in the jar. Parts are cured out. One of the things I always try to do is very carefully take them out of the mold. So even if there is a spot that isn't totally released. Perfecto. Anyway, when you see that, you know that's perfect. And I'll go through the same cycle again of cleaning the mold and maintaining it. But what's happening now is the parts are coming out with a really nice finish. There's no imperfections in these at all.
Hey, Mike Costello just called. He's on his way over here with the ballerina. I can't wait to see this ballerina. Come on, Mike. Mike, it looks awesome. Mike Costello back here to show off the
Put the ribs in.
the world's long. Did you get any pictures of this for Stunt Loose?
Well, when Tom Morris was here for the stunt forum, I gave him a couple of pictures, but he probably forgot.
He'll die of old age before you get this thing done. This looks awesome.
It's getting done.
It is awesome.
I'm past all of the things that...
Even Midgley would be impressed with this.
I'm past all of the stumbling blocks that were
Yeah. The last time you were here, you had no ribs in it. You were whimpering and whining about...
I was wimping out on the ribs.
This came out beautiful. You got that off of Hunt's video?
Well,
That little I-beam video he made?
the Werewitch...
Werewitch video? I don't know whose video that is.
Yeah.
That thing looks great. Is this a 4-door or a 2-door? I see you got a seat in the back.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow, this thing looks great. You're getting me all inspired here. You got to bring this to Brodax. It's unbelievable. It's got the big rudders, the big earmuffs. See, this is the part I always like. This little. I mean, who cares if it doesn't fly that good?
Nah,
It's got to look cool.
It look cool.
It's just got to fly. That is about as cool can be. That's really good.
So all I got to do is work out a few little
Let's see
things.
how the wheel pants came
Well,
out.
the wheel pants came out fine, except that there's not enough room for the wheels inside of them. So
We could thin the wheels out right here. I'll show you how to do that. You
I
take,
already thinned them out a little bit.
no, you could thin the hubs too.
I thinned the hubs a
You
little.
thin the hubs
A
too?
little bit I
Let me
did.
see how much you did. Yeah, that's nothing. You can go twice that amount.
So we could either do that or put another layer or something between there.
We'll put another 1/8 inch. Yeah, make the wheel pants fatter.
Put another 1/8 inch of wheel.
Sure, I'd make the wheel pants fatter. This thing had fat wheel pants. I mean, you're not looking to make this a rocket ship or anything anyway. Look at this. This is really cool looking.
You gotta come up with some kind of screen material to put in here. I left a slot to
Hey, Mike, check this out. Look, he just happens to say that. I was just in the drawer before, and I thought I found some. There's some in here. There's some in here. I just happened to find some really cool stuff you could put in here. Look at this. $4 an up square inches. This is epoxy coated too. Look at the. Would that make cool screening or what?
Oh, it's a little too thick though.
What? He wants his money back. I didn't even get a slice of pizza here. Look at
Be
this.
able to put that in there.
I was thinking of this for some kind of radiator stuff on a Spitfire.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
You know, like a phony radiator look. Plastic window screen. I thought plastic could be better. It's lighter too.
Well, the way I made that nose, I made a slot where you slide it up in there. The way you'd work,
Yeah.
you
I
can slide
understand.
the whole tank out of this front opening. Take the engine and spinner out, you slide the whole tank out the front after you slide the screen down out of the way.
Okay. So you just slide it in like sandwiched in between two pieces of plywood or
you kind
something?
of have to stuff it up there with some RTS or something rather.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it.
Well, that's springy landing gear. Wow.
Yeah. And you know what else is? It looks like they're sloped down too hard this way.
But when you pick the model up, they point.
When you take them off.
Yeah. Hold it sideways. Hold it sideways for a second. Suarez's plane used to do that. It looked like it stubbed its toe when it was flying.
See, I wanted it to look nice while it's in the air. Well, it's on the ground,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter so much.
You got them pretty close.
So the best way to do it was I turned the airplane upside down.
Yeah.
Had it inverted.
You know what has a lot to do with it? How you paint the trim on this. If you get them crooked, paint the trim straight, and they look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
Like on an Aries, I saw a couple of Aries where the things were all tilted down, but the paint was the paint was straight, so.
I'm just hoping I'm not gonna scrape the back end when I land.
Now what you do is what Stan Powell did, he put like an arrow staple in the back.
Yeah.
So that if you do, on concrete, you don't chew the wood, you just chew the staple and you take it out and put a new staple in. A little piece of wire, like a little skid?
Yeah.
Stan Powell had that on his plane, it worked good, because he had the things really low to where you couldn't, oh, that looks nice from the bottom, boy.
Yeah, see, here's the slot where the screen's supposed to go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Now, I gotta put screen over this, and Ogie Buffalamo saw this at the meeting the other night. He said, you gotta put some kind of baffle in here so that the air goes this way.
Now, you know what you do? Take 64th plywood and make a
skin off.
And make a half moon of it.
Yeah.
And shove it in there.
Yeah.
Like a Spitfire outlet. You know how the Spitfire outlets are?
Yeah.
That's a good way to do that. And light too. No
extra weight.
Yeah, no weight at all.
Extra weight. So that's what I'll do with
But there's no doubt about it. That is a cool looking plane. If Banjock had this, he'd beat me to death with it all year. Good thing Banjock doesn't know how to build anything. Banjock, we love you, baby. Now, his P-51 is coming out great. He called me about the canopy mold. He's ready to do the mold job on the canopy. It's going to be awesome.
I showed this at the meeting and I said, no, I'll never build another I-beamer again. And then after I got home and I thought about it, I said, I learned so much doing this that it'd be stupid not to build another one.
You know what I've been thinking about building? Either for next year or for some time, an I-beam version of the Cardinal.
Well, you know what I like?
It's the only version I don't have. I got foam wings and I got built-up wings.
I like that red Thunderbolt. Who's it, Bob McMillan?
Bob McDonald, yeah.
Bob McDonald?
Yeah. It's kind of a spin-off of Billy Werwidge's plane.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a beauty. I love the canopy, too. Canopy is, without the canopy and that fat nose, forget about it.
That's the whole deal. Thank you, Davey Midgley.
This is a Midgley canopy, huh?
It's two of them.
Yeah, I know. That's beautiful.
Took one with some defects and I cut all the windows out of it.
Yeah, of course. I remember when the last time you had it here, it was like in, I don't even know.
Which we made the plug here.
Yeah, later I'll go out to the garage. I'll show you the progress on a Spitfire. Oh man. And you want to use Brodak dope on this. Especially on the I-beam. Don't even think about using anything but Brodak. Wait, even if you have to wait till the end of the week till I have a good stock of it.
I want to tell you something. These plans were useless. What happened here, I don't know how we got to this point using those plans that I had. Because look at this. This is the tip of one, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not the same as that airfoil.
Yeah.
Now I can take one of these ribs, glue it in here.
And then trim it down. And shave everything down.
Yeah. And this will all have to come down too.
Sure. Yeah, but all the plans, years ago they didn't draw. They did them on a paper bag. They didn't do anything accurate.
Yeah, they were...
Some of the plans I had, holy mackerel, the wing didn't fit in the body. Ridiculous.
Nothing fit.
And you got to put the tail wheel pant on there.
Yeah.
If you wimp out and don't put the pant on there, then I will fly it at VSC. And if you don't go to VSC, you can always put my number on the wing. Nobody would know except the 60 people that watch all these videos. And nobody there, they're all sworn to secrecy,
Well, it's a high compliment that you would put your AMA number on my plane.
Just in case I ever want to fly it, Nobody will know. I'll bet this would be real competitive, too.
Well,
the thing with VSC, if they only made it like it was a gathering instead of a contest,
well, it mostly is.
I mean, that would be the whole deal.
It mostly is. Only a couple of guys are trying to win.
But this would be the showstopper. This would be the showstopper, boy. I'm telling you, this would be cool. And you ought to send a picture of this out to John Davis, or send him out a copy of the video.
And
he's got 2 or 3 of these.
He's a...
I think he's got the original one too, but I'm not sure. He's got a bull one. And he's got his that has the different canopy. It's a beauty. Mike, I'm telling you, I'm envious. You're getting me inspired. I want to go finish that Spitfire now.
Well, if I was going to do another one, to make the nose shorter, make the tail longer, I'd do a few different things.
Yeah, but then it isn't a ballerina. Then it's bullshit. I wouldn't be that worried. It'll fly fine the way it is.
It's pretty nose heavy already.
Yeah, but you didn't pay that.
By the way, it's 38 ounces, as you see it here.
38?
The only thing that's not in it is the tank.
All right, 7 for finish, 45. And how big is the wing?
I don't really, I don't know.
I think Midgley's Aries is 45. It's no different than an Aries wing. It's real similar. I think it's going to be great.
at the back.
Oh, that's what we worked on that idea the last time you were here?
Yeah, we put a screw hole here, and a screw hole back here, and we made 2 halves.
Right.
All right, and now that's that part. Now, then you take the wheel off, and I made some clips.
Okay.
There's blind nuts embedded in there,
Right.
and you just grind off the excess.
Right.
There's maybe 4 threads.
Yeah, you only need 3 threads is the maximum strength of the bolt. Now, where are you going to make? You're going to make these split too? Or you're going to leave this on the...
I'm going to put a
Leave that on the wire.
Put a fairing on there and just leave it on the wire.
Okay, what you do, just put a piece of wax paper in between when you put the epoxylite, and when it's all dry, take the wax paper out.
Okay.
That's a good way to, to make a fillet. Like when you make a fillet in a wing for a take-apart plane, you put wax paper there, make the fillet, and then take the wax paper away.
Cool. That'll work
And you can get it won't look like an incline. It won't even look like a, that's a nice job you did.
I looked all over for clips, I couldn't find them, so I had to make them.
Yeah, you buy that brass in the store.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But bending that isn't that easy. I had to
Tell me about it.
cut some maple, drill a hole in the maple, cut it in half.
Yeah.
Take a piece of 1/8 wire, crimp it all down in a vise.
Right.
You pop it back
and beat it with a hammer.
Beat it with a hammer, and then you come up with a clip.
So you're going to have removable wheel pants, a removable tank. This thing is not going to even be VSC legal by the time you fly it.
Well, you got to have some things that you can work with.
What motor's in there now?
It's an OS-40.
A 40 OS. That should be enough. This looks like the perfect size plane for a Jett 50 to me. Just perfect. A no-pipe Jett 50 fit right in there.
I want to build one of those red Thunderbolts. Here's an I-beam.
Oh, right, yeah.
I-beamer with a pipe motor.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm psyched.
That's a beautiful model here. He had that at Brodax, too, and he didn't fly it. I don't know
I
why.
don't know. I want to build one of
He
those.
flew his regular stuntship.
They going to publish plans on that thing or something?
Billy's probably got plans. Call Billy up.
Pull them up, because I'm really psyched for one of those. Now, these are twisted.
If you call him up, get 2 sets, and I'll take a set too. I like that plane. Just get 2. What the hell? You're going to pay for shipping. Mike, you're in. I'm telling you, the thing is going to be fine. This isn't the ultimate. Ballerina and 8 slices of pizza reheated.
What's the next step?
This is the key to a good ballerina. Plenty of pizza. Now you want to know something funny? Years ago, Dennis Toth is here with his new props. The truth is, who's the worst one we ever saw was Tom Niebuhr used to get undressed in the parking lot. Put his work clothes. Let's see what you got.
Look at that. That's the...
Whoa, this is the new, how much pitch is in this baby?
This one is,
What is that, a 17 inches?
this is 13 and a half inches. This
Oh, I got a hacksaw, don't worry.
But this is the reflex airfoil.
Okay.
And it's slightly undercam.
How much pitch?
About 4 is where I start from.
Yeah, that looks like a lot. How many of these you got?
This is the pattern for the new one. I'm gonna make.
Oh, okay.
These are the ones I'm gonna make.
Let's see this one.
That's the APC. And remember the article that I sent you that said shave away the center of the blade? Well, this one has that, and it has the reflex airfoil. And one thing I found out, the center of the blade helps re-accelerate the airplane.
Oh, yeah. They don't tell you that in the literature, though. That's for guys that don't notice.
Well,
All right, wrap your props up. Look, he comes here. Look, quit your job. See, look, it's almost dark. The sun is on the horizon. We may get 2 flights today if we're lucky. And we got some deep pitch props and a 280 Venturi. We did the first flight on our deep pitch prop, and it didn't have enough pitch. Obviously, the wind is howling here. This is, what is this, Dennis? Fill me in. APC.
12 and a quarter, 3 3/4, pitched up to about 4.3.
Okay, and you want to launch this at what, 10-8?
About 10.8.
Dennis Toth, master prop mechanic. Flying Strega. 280 Venturi. 3 head gaskets, 1 copper, 2 aluminum. Air, you could die, the air is so turbulent here. I've been seeing the outer gear, the inner gear. He might have a gap in the air here before it gets dark, but it is truly dangerous to fly right now. Wings prop, 12 inches, he pitched. We ran the APC. plane was going way too fast, not even worth videotaping. George would have had a heart attack. I think it was going 5-0. I don't know, this was 5-2 when I flew it. You can see the air is very, very turbulent though. You really get some wicked blasts of... Let's just hope he doesn't whack it. This poor thing's been whacked already. Anyway, Dennis has helped our program out by making several of the props we've used. We're going to get out here tomorrow with the Cardinal with some of Dennis's props, some of Wayne's props, George's 3-blade. We have some kind of a gap in the weather here. It's been really warm. It's like 60 degrees, but we're trying to steal every day we can. Get some propped out. I'm supposed to get a BYNO 3-blade. Now the air is worse than it really looks. I'm surprised Dennis is flying this thing. I thought we'd have some excitement going on here. I got up above the trees before and that plane just went sideways. Yeah, he's not getting it. He's got a gap in the air here. Now he's going to think he's a super good pilot or something. I'll show this video to Wayne. I'll say, Wayne, now look, just so you know, it's really Dennis flying the plane. And Dennis says, nope, he hasn't had a drink all day. He's been at a business meeting. But to show you what kind of a guy, Niebuhr was the other one. He'd go to a business thing with a suit, one of his Valachi suits with silk and everything, and a silk tie. Then he comes to the field, drops down to his BVDs, gets on his knees, puts on his old clothes. Anyway, I'm just glad to see Strager back in the air where he belongs. And if George is listening, the motor's braking real nice with the 280. I'm still working on getting more scream in the overhead 8 and top of the vertical, but other than that, it's been pretty close. And playing with props. This has a 280 Spigot Venturi, again, the 3-head gasket so we can keep track of things. Jett is supposed to send a tank for us to try, one of these trick tanks. We're getting BYNO 3-blades, which are available by the way, and also, what are we supposed to get? I don't even know. George Spar promised our resin was in the mail for the pipe so we can make a few spare pipes. This is George's pipe on there now with the 360 hole in the back. Anyway, he's getting through some really ratty air here just before dark, and believe me, that sun is a pain. You get all kind of crazy turbulence coming through the trees. I don't know, George, how much of that run you got to hear, but like I said, I'm real satisfied with every part of it. The only thing I'm looking for is more 2-cycle and not more power. I just want it in a dead 2-cycle on the top of the vertical, hourglass, and overhead. He probably forgot he's on solid lines. Now he's going to have sticky lines. He's got 10 twists in them.
Hey Dennis, you're supposed to do 2 outsides at the end. Don't you ever watch Fitzgerald and Fancher fly? It's 2 outsides, not 2 insides.
Who hired this guy? Who is this guy? Anyway, we may have time for 1 or 2 more flights, but it's getting dark. Sun sets in the trees at the beautiful Garden State Circle Burning Naked Tree Award here. Land it right by me, Dennis, if you can. About the only smooth spot on the field. Yeah, that'll do. Give Peabody something to do. And we'll have the Cardinal out here tomorrow. Tuda, where's the ballerina? You wimp! You didn't finish it last night? What a wimp. Look at this wimp. Look at this. Probably playing with his Lionel trains or something. You want to fly Strago once before we put it away?
Okay, that was windy. We had the flight timed at about 5:22.
A little bit more about props. We still have Wayne's prop as the number one prop, but and we learned that APC has too much pitch in it, so well worth the lesson, and good to see Dennis get to test the plane. We'll get back out there tomorrow. It's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow. A great visit with Dennis. I wanted to show this. This is from Will Cuban. Look at this poster. I'll tell you, even John Sunderland's happy. Look at this. Look at this. They blocked Fitzgerald out. Look at this. I didn't even notice that in the negative. Anyway, Will me is negative. Looks like I'm giving him the evil eye here. I'm always giving somebody the evil eye. Anyway, that's number 13 to add to my collection of posters, and they are all over the shop. Everywhere you look, there's top 5 posters. Kind of like my, I don't know, one of the things I like to collect. Anyway, Paul, congratulations. Billy, that is one beautiful model. This young man's going to be a hero someday. This guy's already a hero. Sunderland, I don't know what we can say about you yet. Your great days are ahead of you. And Fitzgerald, no respect. Look, he's... Oh, man, that could only happen to me. Anyway, I really appreciate the loan of the negative, Will. Beautiful. Look at this nice Christmas card from Rory Tennyson. We're starting to collect them every day now. Another future owner of a Brodat Cardinal kit. Anyway, as we're getting ready for the holiday season, it really was nice having Dennis show up here. Dennis is working on his village tomorrow. Really have had fun so far with our village, our tree. But I got to share a really neat thing with you. Really neat. This could only happen in my family. Big Santas that Karen made years ago. We still have them. She's really gone the last mile here decorating this week. It's funny, we bought this doll. Karen bought this doll. This doll is life-size, by the way. This is a couch he's sitting on. For Jimmy Borelli's and Debbie Borelli's baby Lena. Well, what we decided to do is, Craig has been on crutches 14 weeks. He's finally off crutches. And he works till 3 o'clock in the morning, so he sneaks up, tries not to make any noise, and just slithers into bed. So what we did is we put the doll in his bed the other night and just pulled the sheets up over it, just so her head was sticking out, and needless to say, he did not think it was funny. Nice doll, by the way. Only in Wendy's house could things like this happen. Only in Wendy's house. Anyway, we're getting ready for the holiday season. Down the field tomorrow. They're predicting nice weather in the 60s. Oh man, I don't believe it. And we hope tomorrow's going to be a flying day.
He's really a handsome guy. He didn't know I was in bed when he got in, and I put my arm around him, went to give him a kiss, and really, I just love that boy.
Anyway, he's off crutches and he's back in action. Okay, we're out here nice and early. You can see the sun isn't even up yet. The only problem, there's been a couple of drops of rain. But I have all 3 of the props de-pitched from yesterday, just a bit. I've altered the gauge. So now I'd like to get some flights. This is the 280 Venturi, 2 aluminum, 1 copper gasket, black air filter. Coming up on the end of the, I guess this is the 20th gallon. I gotta look at the can. The end of the fuel anyway. Yeah, this is the end of, maybe at the end of the Taffender fuel soon, the end of gallon 20. Good to see Dennis. Dennis and Wayne Triven have been a big part of developing this stuff, helping us out, working together. Let's hope that,
we can continue learning from each other, I guess is the right way to phrase it. Anyway, I wanted to get out here real early before the other people get here with the unmuffled engines, and then I can't hear the motor in the background. I'm not worrying too much about the geometry of flights, but I really want to dial in this motor, and I feel like I'm closing in on having what I really want to have in the I-beam Spitfire. Had that nice hard 2.4 run. I've got enough of the prop pitching done now that I can almost tell in a half a lap whether it's too much or not enough. Something that I'm sure will be an asset later on. Wayne's made us up a couple of extra props. With Dennis took home enough carbon fiber to make a sailboat. So I hope we're going to have a real productive next part of the season, that's for sure. Warm-up flight.
started raining in the middle. You're going to go out in the rain? You want to fly?
Yeah, let's fly.
Okay.
That there.
It ain't going to hurt the plane. It's just going to hurt the camera. It's raining good, though.
Take a break here.
This test session cut short. Holy mackerel, did this come on in a hurry. Anyway, we did get to test that deep pitch prop, and from the flight, I'm guessing, looked like we're going in the right direction and getting closer every time. We're going to diner to eat. Oh, Clarence at BYNO. He spoke to him the other day. He spoke to George. And I thought he was sending me a pizza. I said, geez, I'm hungry as could be, but nah, didn't get a pizza, but look what came in the box. This is the new BYNO. It's carbon. It's highly polished with a beautiful finish on it. This is a real beautiful piece of workmanship. And now the reason I wanted to get this testing done, we're in the phase of the year where we're testing props every day, virtually every day. We're down in pitch, and what we've established is we have our gauge, and this is really for the GMA Jett. We have a real firm pitch ratio on these, and I wanted to see where he's wound up. This is marked as a 12.4. First thing, whenever we've made props for so many years that we have some real good guidelines on how to get them tuned in a hurry. And we know that the GMA 50 really doesn't want to turn this prop. It's really a little bit on the big side. George said the people that have used this prop have cut an 1/8 inch off each blade, but we haven't done that yet. We've played with the pitch. But one thing is a very significant thing on any 3-blade prop is the total weight. So I want to start this test, and I want to be perfectly fair, as I always am with, so we're not comparing apples and apples. Now this prop weighs in, this is the one I got originally from George, at 25.1 grams. Now we know that this puts a load factor on a 50 that's just a little on the high side. Now the Bali, the 12.4 Bali is 37 grams. Again, we've had this on the plane, and we know this adds a significant amount of thrust, but it's still got a little bit too much pitch. We haven't worked a lot with this. Rich has had this on his PA a lot, but we haven't had it on the Jett a lot. But the times I have had it on, it seemed like it's had too much pitch and too much load. So we're starting to gather data now. We can do it in a kind of realistic fashion. We can add now the BYNO to our data sheet. The BYNO is a little lighter than the Bali, 35.5. Now through the magic of interpolation, I can tell right now. Let's just make a pretend up. I know if this prop is overloading the motor with the pitch that I have, if I set this pitch, which I've done already, I want to set the BYNO to the same pitch as George's prop, so we're really comparing apples to apples when we get to the field. And by the way, you can set this prop. It would be, now Clarence said it would be a little bit of a problem because he doesn't want to get into the weave. And these are beautifully polished, by the way. I hate to even balance them. Well, this is balanced already, but the workmanship here is really superb. This is really a piece of work. It feels to me, this is my initial impression here, that the blades are very thick relative to the shape they have to be, and that it's got a little bit more pitch. But maybe what we'll do is we'll do a little fiddling and fooling with this. This definitely would probably, the way this prop comes now, my guess is, if Kajeski had his 60 ship at the field, you could put this right on a Super Tiger 60 and it would be pitched. In fact, I'm going to get my Super Tiger 60 gauge out and see where this sits. Well, it looks like it has quite a bit of pitch. Main Triven's prop, and we have the piece of aluminum tubing in to make sure we're getting a real accurate reading. And I can tell by this that I'm just a little bit on the high side, which is good. I've got the gauge set low because this prop this morning on the flight you saw this morning was just a little on the fast side, and I've marked that. So I know that the pitch that this prop has, I want to be just a little on the shy side of this. Now if I just get a gut reaction, well, let's just see where this is going to see. I want to get a gut reaction relative to where Wayne's prop is. Let me put the spacer in. This is a little difference. I may have to make another spacer to get it accurate. Okay, but you can see how high the pitch is on this. It's really high, in fact. This is really Super Tiger 60 pitch. So the first thing I want to do is get the pitch equalized down to where Wayne's prop was. And I think that'll be a good starting point for the pitch. Now, if I get this all dialed into where it's working real good on George's motor, what I can do is send the prop back to Clarence. He can measure it whatever his method is, and believe me, everybody has a different method. My method is I only care what happens at the last inch. All this in here is a very low effect on performance. But I want to see that last inch, and again, if I put my old spacer in, I may need to make another spacer. I want to get the volley, George's prop, and this one pitched completely identically so I can compare them right at the field. Okay, I'm on the high side now. That means I'll take a little bit of pitch out of that last inch of prop. And volley is right about where Wayne's prop is, real close. Real close. So the only one I really have to deal with here, I need to, for the opening start. Now see, if I knew Mike was going to have his 60 ship at the field tomorrow, I could always put this back where it was. This to me, I think it'd be, that pitch would work out real good. In fact, I have a gauge. Let me go check on my 60 gauge. After doing hundreds of props, we came up with, you can tell how many times this has been fine-tuned. This was our Super Tiger 60 gauge for all the time we used it. You get a look at that. This is exactly a Super Tiger 60 prop, the way it's pitched at the tip right now. Boy, that's a real... This I would guarantee this will bolt right onto Mike's 60. Boy, I'm just thinking of something. Really. Now, you know what this looks like too? I'm just thinking of, this is exactly the blade shape of the early 3-blade Spitfire props. This would be a heck of a prop on a semi-scale plane. Get it to work real good, and you'd already have the 3-blade configuration. I'm kind of hoping this is going to work out for us. I was really pleasantly surprised to see how easy these were to pitch. With the strength going in this dimension instead of the longitudinal dimension, as soon as you warm the blades, they just conform beautifully. Now we had Stuart Sherlock sent a couple of these similar props that had this kind of cloth roving on both sides. They were the hollow ones that we tested about 2 years ago. He made from 2 shells. Again, I think now all this is what I'm suggesting is not to criticize somebody's design of a prop. Prop pitch varies by the displacement of the motor, the power output of the motor, and the pipe motor, the pipe length, the venturi size, the compression, the fuel. It's infinite variables. But I know for our purposes we want to start, and just as a rough idea, I know this prop is one that was just a little bit on the fast side, and I've got the blades pretty similar here. Of course, remember always, a 3-bladed prop is a prop and a half, and typically a starting point would be, in my little formula, would be if a motor is happy turning this diameter in a 2-blade, and I take the same blade and make a 3-blade, I want to be 92% in diameter. Now, I'm going to measure these off, but it looks like we might even be the same diameter here. There, they're 12s. That's a 12. So my feeling is for the 50 now, it's not like we're doing this for a 60. We're trying to do this on a GMA 50. This might need to have an 1/8-inch blade clip. Keep in mind the prop is a little lighter than the volley. The volley picks up a lot of its weight in at the hub here. Blades are thicker on a volley. But by having them all, we can find out which one's going to be appropriate. And we know we've gotten real close with this one, with the GMA prop. We've gotten real close. So by having all 3 of them, and just for my load factor reading, whenever I want to have a load factor that I'm not sure of, I know I can bolt this prop on. This gives me a good square one. I've had this prop pitched, up pitched, down pitched. It's been flown at the Nationals, and I know this is always my square one prop. I don't really like to fly this at the Circle Burner Field because I only have a few of these left. But making these props gave me a good feel and a good baseline for doing all of the other multi-bladed props, including the 4 blades. And I think if nothing else, we'll be able to, I love the workmanship on this prop, by the way. This is really a piece of work. That is really nice. But again, I don't know what the it seems like the blades are ultra stiff. If anything, it might even be the diameter too big for the 50, but hey, we're going to get out to the field, and next time we get to fly, and we'll do what we hope is going to be a test that'll help George in the future, because obviously you wouldn't want to sell props to somebody buying a 50 and sell them the wrong size prop. You'd really hopefully get them ballpark to begin with. And let's say, for instance, if we had access to a PA61, this might be, the way it was pitched, it might be appropriate for a PA61. I don't know, because we don't have one. But again, take a look at the workmanship. This is really a beautiful piece of work, and I hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. That's one thing. The rain has just been killing us. Still soaked from this afternoon. Always want to get up the address. BYNO Props, P.O. Box 492, Harrisburg, Oregon, 97446. Phone number 541-995-6509. Now, I know I'm not the first one to have one of these props. Other people might have done some experimenting on different motors, but we're only trying to get this to work on a GMA 50 right now. And if we can do that in the next couple of test sessions, I think we'll have added a little piece to the puzzle. The thing I always do to all my props is I take and put knurls. I do that with a little engraving tool. And because I like to make sure that absolutely positive, especially after Dennis's experience of having a prop come off on him, want to just grind in a sunburst pattern some knurls onto this prop. I always think those knurls do a good job, the engraving tool, and I always try to ID the prop in some way. In this case, I put my name on it because I know Peabody and several other people will be, this prop is probably going to make the rounds in the next couple of weeks, so all the people that have ships. If we're going to do a test program, and we're going to be testing some Power Blast fuel soon, if you're going to test things, you got to test them not only in your own little realm, you got to put them out into the real world and see how they work. Now, Kajeski's got a plane we can fly this on. Peabody's got a plane. I have several planes. This I really would like to try, even on my I may take the Spitfire off the wall and fly, just because I like the shape. It's such a World War II shape. And beautiful workmanship. Right in that plastic bag, ready to go to the field tomorrow. Now you can always tell by how balanced the prop is when you get it. And I have not touched this with sandpaper. This is really accurate. This is one of the best ones I've seen. Yeah, that's real nice. We'll be able to bolt that right on a plane tomorrow. Blade, Schnee blade, Blee blade. What are you doing on my work table? This is a Spitfire construction site.
Sorry, baby.
Look at this.
You went to the train show. It's now a flower.
I went to a train show. I come home and she turned my workshop into a flower dump.
A flower arrangement.
Look at this. I'm going to have to make extra videos to pay for all these flowers.
I could use some of your famous twist ties.
Twist ties.
Yes.
Anyway, these going to be on our Christmas ornament arrangement?
They're going to be on the dining room table.
I'm telling you, I'm so impressed.
Look at the bows I made.
You know, hey, I'm supposed to be out testing props, not playing with flowers. A serious stunt pilot like me should be out flying today.
Your work.
Well, they said rain all day today. They said it was going to be nice yesterday. It rained. They said rain all day today. Now it looks like we're out here real early anyway. Nobody's here yet. Maybe we can get a couple of flights on this 3-blade, get a little idea where the pitch sets, the load, and the diameter for our engine.
Now, anybody really wants to know more about props, there's a really good article in this month's Model Aviation in the RC Pattern column. And even though that information isn't a direct correlation to what we're doing, information is good information and theory is always good. And he basically, in a little different way, confirmed a lot of the things that I already have felt were true.
like more diameter being a good thing all the time. I guess that all relates into pattern anyway. I'm really hoping Mike Kajeski shows up so we could try this prop on a 60 also. Give us some good relative numbers here. And I don't know, my gut feeling is before I even fuel the plane, because we've had full 12-inch 3 blades on this plane already, on this motor, that it might be a little high on the motor load side. But again, rather than just try to make a decision, my feeling is go fly the plane. Quit fooling around, just go fly. We're gonna find out. For the BYML.
can see, that was the first flight we had on this, and I would say, now the combination of having a pitch gauge was a big help in getting this close. We're real close, by the way. This is really going to be one of our usable props. And it has a real nice load on the motor. It doesn't overload the motor. It seems like what I'm going to do is on the next couple flights go in on the needle. Now that was a 10.8 launch, and I'd like to try maybe an 11.0 launch and maybe an 11.2, just a little more oomph, because it's cold here. It's damp. But anyway, hey, I have to tell you, this is one, if you get the pitch right on it, and I assume we're going to close in on this real quick. We're real close right now. But anybody out there that's got a Jett and would like me to de-pitch the prop for them, I'll be glad to do it for nothing. It's no charge at all. This looks like one prop that you'd want to have in your arsenal. Now, the only downside seems to be, and it's not a factor at all today because it's so cold, it's not a factor that we're running tight on fuel. In fact, it really gets risky to even do the last couple maneuvers, but because one of the things is I've been Mickey Mousing around with the tack on the ground, and then I've been walking the camera downwind, trying to get, before the other people get here, get some flights for George to review. And George, I know you love that slow flying stuff, but it gets risky here. There's definitely, I don't know what that last flight was, but it seemed a little slow. It seemed like, if I knew there was a little breeze coming in a steady direction, you could even go slower, and it would be no problem. But one of the things I'm real happy about, now see, I consider this to be real progress. The gauge that I have made and have fine-tuned and adjusted about 3,000 times now, it seems like one of the things I'm going to be able to do is take any prop, the BYNO, the Bali, Wayne's prop, Dennis's prop, Bill Lee's prop, put them on a gauge, get the pitch set an inch from the tip, and I know one thing, I'll be in the ballpark. Now this guy here, it will even be fun now. I'm going to definitely order a second one of these. And then I can make one with a little more pitch and a little less pitch, and always be pitching up one up and down to fine tune it. Now, my other feeling is, because this prop is really a good pulling, a tractor kind of prop, one of the things you buy with this kind of a blade shape where it's elliptical at the tip is it's very, very efficient. And it seems like even at these real low pitches that I use, in the 11,000 RPM range, it seems like the line tension was really good. So anyway, we're learning. One of the things might be appropriate to do is get one of these made up similar to this, if we like this blade shape a lot, is to get a BYNO blade shape and a 2-blade, and of course we can get that without any problem at all. And maybe even Clarence will be interested in making a 2-blade carbon or whatever. Hey, I'll gladly test it for him. Like I said, anybody that has one of these, or even if you have a PA or whatever, and you'd like to use my pitch stations, just send me the prop and the postage. It's no problem. It's always... BYNO. only downside so far is by the time I run downwind with the camera, set the camera, focus it, I'm really running short on fuel when I record flights. But that's okay. I'm not really interested in the quality of the geometry right now anyway. What I'm trying to do is pick up on the motor run here. Now this prop seems to have one nice unique, first off it runs as smooth as glass. There's no vibration at all in this prop. No flutter, no vibration. I don't know how much of it is attributed to the shape of those tips, but I certainly am very impressed with the slow flight characteristics. It seems to fly a little slower than I'm used to here, and we're in some puffy. You know, if you look at me during the flight, you'll notice I've been backing up like crazy. Anyway, the fact that the prop is a little bit heavier, half ounce or so heavier, doesn't have any effect on the plane at all, because I can ultimately, if I really want to retrim, I can take out the tip weight. But that flight was 11,000. Now I'll be interested to go home today and look at the lap times, because it feels like the plane is flying significantly slower than it was a day or two ago. But again, we don't know. You only get gut impressions at the field, and in this field the air is so crazy, sometimes your impressions are wrong. Maybe that wasn't as slow as I thought it was. I see already there's other flyers starting to filter in here. So that usually means we can't put the camera downwind. Oh, we're at the end of this gallon of fuel. I think this was number 20. It's irrelevant right now, and this number isn't going to matter if it's 28 or 30 or whatever. What matters is we're getting some testing. Anyway, I wanted to emphasize something that I believe in. That no matter what pipe engine you have, whether it's a 61, a 51, a 50, or whatever, this is a prop you're probably going to want to try. This is one that's surprisingly friendly. Now, if you had asked me when I picked up the prop initially, I looked at it and I said, wow, this is going to be a lot of load on this motor. I was getting a little nervous about hurting George's motor. But with the elliptical tips, it's very, very efficient, and it really has a friendly pull. Very, very nice. I attribute part of that to the fact that it's loading the motor correctly. The overhead tension was really nice, even in today's air where you're running around like a maniac. And again, once we get to try this in a couple of days when it's really windy out, it seems like I've settled in with this prop on 11,000 RPM. Oh, speaking of he's here! Hey!
You got Strega, I got Nobla.
Jett 50, man. You got your Nobla fixed?
I fix.
You got $52? I'll order a prop for you.
Yeah. I got bagels too.
Bagels! Oh, my favorite. Rich Jacobone is here. He's already got a Jett 50 and a Cardinal. I'm just testing this prop out. Let me know what you think.
Have a beagle.
No, I want to get tested before the other guys start running hot. Prop works nice. Not gonna do any good, but we got other people here. One more run and then we'll put this away. field test flights, and we can't even put the camera in half these engines with the pits full of airplanes already. But I can tell you one thing, I'm real happy with the first day out for this prop. Really good. And plus, what I really like, I guess I'm prejudiced here, that looks like a Spitfire prop. When that's on a Spitfire, that really does look like the original 3 blades that they put on the Merlin. Maybe he did it on purpose, I don't know. Good prop. Bring bagels. There's the Philly cream cheese. Oh, it's in there. It's in there. Look at this. Philly cream cheese and 3-bladed Bali props. What a why doesn't he get bagels that look like prop? Look at this guy. Anyway, it looks like this is the end of this gallon. I'm just maybe get one more flight out of this, and that'll be the end of that puppy. We're gonna get our Power Master fuel next week. And we'll do just enough too. Anyway, more to come on the elusive 3-blade prop test. We'll get any flying in later. Now this will be very interesting as soon as we get our next BYNO prop. Now see, Rich's PA, you have to open up the shaft, and I don't want to I don't want to start running spacers and bushing, so the next one I will. Rich will gladly come up with the $52 for a new prop in case we screw one up. Check out the flaps, Rich.
Perfect. You got a good eye.
Now Brian is on a line wrapping crusade here. Did you get the first one right? It's no problem?
This is the first one on this end.
Okay. Oh, but you there's a good little trick I wanted to show. Run the 2 lines out. We wrapped one, and I gave Brian a little lesson on how to wrap lines. Get the elevators in neutral. Get 60 feet away. Put the handle down. And then kink both of the lines. Just a little kink. Just like so. Not a real sharp kink, so you know they're going to be relatively equal. Oh, you ran short on the wire again. Okay, but now you know the next time, just leave more wire there, that's all.
You think I'm going to get by with this?
Well,
probably not.
No, we'll make it over again. I mean, just unwrap the wire and I got more wire if you need it. Don't try to save wire. I mean, geez. But if you get used to it and you can wrap them yourself, then at the end of the day, then you can help the invalids in the crowd like Peabody. They can't wrap anything. Peabody can't rap music. Peabody, I want to see you rap lines next. Aldrich wants to see you rap lines. Now, I'm not going to take my good BYNO off and put it on Rich's motor because I don't really want to drill it out and then have to use that little shim again.
We're not going to do that.
No, I'm trying to put on a video so people understand. Now, what we did, Mike is flying Rich's plane. He's still recovering from some kind of bullshit thing that he had happen to him. But we wanted to do a blind test. He's got Dennis's prop on the plane now. And again, Mike is not an expert level flyer, so we're just looking for...
If it doesn't crash, you fly.
Yeah, and we got a Bali 3-blade and Dennis's 2-blade to do a back-to-back, not even going to take the plane off the circle test. 5.4? Okay, Mike said 5.4. Let's see what it goes with the Bali. Bali's already opened up for the PA, the bigger shaft, and I don't really want to do that. And I'm definitely not opening up George's prop. Forget about it. Anyway, we're into gallon 21. We ran out of fuel already this morning. Gallon 21, so you can calculate out the flights at 6 ounces a flight. And we haven't done a lot of flying other than that one little episode we had. A couple of days we were out with the PA. And Tom Hampshire's here, and we're going to get hopefully some serious testing done on 3 or 4 different motors. Always good to see the old tweener back in the air, though. Yeah, but everything the same. And what we're doing, we're taking Dennis's prop off, putting the Bali 3-blade, and then we can make we haven't even had a flight in between. Back-to-back comparison. Don't touch the needle valve. Don't touch anything. It was 5.4 on with the 2-blade. Let's see what it is with the 3-blade.
Don't let the spectators walk off with the prop.
Yeah. Make sure they're tight, Mike. Boy, that's dangerous if they don't come off. They come off, boy.
Put different prop on, huh?
Yeah, this is the He's already got the hole cut in this for, you know, the 51, the PA has a bigger shaft. Well, Dennis's prop is more diameter. Don't forget that. It's not a totally true comparison. What is that? 5.7? Okay, at 10.7?
Yeah.
Means we could put a little more pitch in his prop if you want.
Or speed it up.
Or just go to 11. Just go to 11.
Randy says to 10.
Okay. So the next flight, just crank it up to 11 grand and see what happens. Okay, so this one we know has less pitch than Dennis's prop.
We'll ask him how it feels, because maybe this is where, you're
Now, it was too slow.
I'm afraid of...
Well, at least for our field conditions, 5.7 is not going to make it. We're going to speed this up to 11 grand and try another one. Watch it, that guy can bite. He's a biter.
To make it right.
Test him? Pull test. This is his first set of wrapped lines. See, I can tell when I release with the stooge in the first 3 feet if it's going to be good. That's going to be okay. I don't know what lap time we're going to have here. Rich is doing the lap times. That looks a little better. See, if we were out on an open air, runway air, or just better air. What is it?
Going as fast as yours.
5.4, okay.
5.5.
Okay, that's the same speed the BY&O's going at, okay. But now see if he's got a motor run, that's the problem. That sounds too lean in level flight to me. See what happens if you're already in the 2-cycle part of it. You point the nose up, you're not going to hit a motor brake. You're not going to get a change in speed, so that's a problem. Then what it really means is you got to make some change so you're back in the motor run area. Nah, that's sagging. Nah, that's definitely sagging too. Okay, so we know, at least from this, we need to put a little pitch back in the bolly. Add some pitch. It's stock right now. Put some pitch in there. Rich, where it's set right now, there's no motor run. You're in a dead 2-cycle for the whole loop. No matter what, and further into the pattern, that gets to be more and more of a handicap. So it just tells you that the prop needs to have a little more pitch. Yeah, that's in a dead 2-cycle in level flight. To go 5.4, that's not good. Because now if the wind came up and you wanted to speed this up, it would be a problem. But this way, and what we're going to do, Monday night, Rich is going to come over. We're going to get a Pravi gauge, take out all the props, and do all the stations, and put it on a video, probably on the next video. We're at the end of this tape. But we're going to do a real concerted thing now that we know where these props all sit, and we have a nice little notebook full of data. See, it's no good when it's... We need to add a little pitch to this guy. This is the Larry Scarinzi. What is it, a Cyclone? No, that's a Fox. Larry Scarinzi is dipping into the museum.
Wait. That was the end.
Rich.
This way you can actually see the beauty of it.
Rich, you got to realize this guy has the Trident, the Blue Angel.
Show him this, the PA6.
Oh, the PA6. He's got a lot of jewelry. You know what he brings out to fly? I don't know what the right word is to describe the quality of this model. Yeah, put the rag over it. Where's Larry?
At least it doesn't have a diesel in it.
Oh. How's your finger feel today? Let's see the finger.
Everything is fixed.
Larry said he's going to let you start this if you play your cards right. He says you need that toughness from a few broken fingernails.
We fixed everything.
Good Brian.
Nova and finger.
I'm telling you.
I heard he was mixing the right fuel.
I do the flying saucer. Rich and I are making a flying saucer with a tuned pipe. All right, Tom is continuing his extensive data testing on... Larry, you going to give us a little talk on how old is this plane? This one from the museum?
No, this is a $10 bargain.
$10 bargain? Then I don't have time for it on my tape.
That's a Pollywog Chief, man. Show him the Pollywog.
Brian, you have anything you want to say to the people who have just made wheel pants where the wheels don't really turn that well? Notice he's taking the wheel pants off.
Leave them home.
Look, yeah. No, you got to leave plenty of clearance. They look real pretty with only a little of the wheel sticking out, but at this field, forget it. Look at the ruts in this field. You can hide Ramble and Nash Ramblers in this field. Take them off.
Hello, Robert.
Forget it. Hey, George Aldridge says, your quality control stick. Look at these wheels, George. Wait a minute. Check this out.
Wow.
Wait. The wheels turn, but the
hub is solid.
Oh, man. What do you do, oil with tires?
They're the same hub. That's the wheels off my 1950.
Look at this. Where do you find this junk? Oh, man. You know, Brodak sells wheels. Brodak will sell you a nice set of Brodak wheels.
Can't afford it. Social Security. Motor mount. This motor mount.
Look at this.
The motor mount is down like this. That's an 1/8" spacer. Can you see it? I covered it up with that plug.
Oh.
So to compensate for that, I had to put an 1/8" over
What
here.
is this? The oil changes on the bottom?
Great. A grease fitting goes in. This is tilted.
Oh,
Thank
man.
God for CA and epoxy. I never got this thing done. This is
Where did you find this? Look at the quality of this thing.
$10 bargain. Here. Super psyched with what it had in it. It's got to be a good airplane if you had a psych in it. He told me it was good. The guy I bought it from told me. $6 engine. We'll see if it runs.
For $6, how can you go wrong?
Well, we'll see if it crashes.
It doesn't have the same compression as a Jett 50.
Well, what do you want? The compression is $5 extra. I didn't go for it. $5 more
Oh,
for
man.
compression.
This has to. Now, how long are you going to be out on the field here for the?
Oh, this
You
is
got to
not
fire it up in the
diesel.
pits.
This'll work, I think. I haven't run it yet, but
I'd be willing to bet we're going to lose about 2 hours
here.
We're going to controls.
Hey, wait! If you're gonna charge me for the video, donation, guys, donation.
Larry,
You pull the up line. No, I'll pull. Push on the tail.
Oh yeah, 1/8" horns. That'll work.
Shock absorbent tail. Where else you get that?
Shock absorbing.
The down works is, by the way, is 90 degrees enough, or what do you need?
Oh yeah, that'll work.
hard.
Oh, Rich, he is outdoing you. You're not going to be the star of the videos anymore.
You're hard.
Oh,
That's
man.
a hole. That's a gas tank.
Grease fittings
And
Heim joint.
I think I'm going to try this facing forward and then put it through the hole in the back, because I think
Put it on the wheel
the
hubs.
flow is all wrong. You should have the tube going back. You guys
Oh, man, this is Larry flow. Checking the CG. Oh, yeah, that's real
When you
close.
bring it back here, it's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if it hangs out.
No tip weight, I'm sure of that.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, why don't you see if it's got any tip weight in it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay.
You got tip weight.
I like the controls, Rich. These are really 1/8" horns. Check these controls
What
out.
do you mean 1/8" horns? It's 16th push rod.
Oh, man. Pull up it. Put up on
I
that.
didn't even bother putting cloth over that. They tell me how good CA is.
I think you need more travel. I think you're not going to have much corner with that.
2-inch belt crank.
2-inch belt
That was
crank.
yeah.
Oh, man. I think John Brodak's not going to let you at his contest this year. You better stay home.
This is classic. This is fast. You gotta
You see it first on Windy Video, the real world of stunt, not the world you wish was the real world that really is. And you can't do a thing about it either.
Wait till I start this thing. Let's get out.
wind's friction proof.
Just oil the hubs, yeah.
This ain't got a flat spot or anything.
No. Nice round tires, though. Holy
When you
mackerel.
squeeze it,
Road XL's tires, buy some.
when you squeeze it, the cracks open up. You'll break them.
Oh, man.
This is when men were men.
This is when women were men.
Couldn't afford the tips.
No tips. I got a tip for you, Larry. Bring the Blue Angel out.
I got a wreck.
Life unending at the Circle Burner Field. Hope you're enjoying being with us. At the end of the tape, and boy, thanks for sharing the day with us. It's been a great day. Well, they got the two-blade prop back on the Cardinal, I see. The end of another great day at the Circle Burner Field. 3 red planes flying at once here. What a show. See you on the next tape. Thanks for joining us. It's been a good one.